Sylvanisty, ancient homeland of the elves. The wonders of Sylvanisty are fabled throughout Kryn. The beauty of its forests, where each tree is uniquely shaped by elven skill, its gardens of song, its cities molded lovingly from uncut stone. All this and more make up its legendary beauty. Yet now, Sylvanisty elves are gone. For long years, their warriors stood against the hordes of the dragon army. Then, suddenly, they fled their wondrous land and journeyed into the west. Something more terrible than dragons caused the fall of the Eternal Kingdom. At the bidding of the Princess Alana, you enter the fabled land of dreams, now fallen into nightmare. Welcome to the world of Kryn and the legendary DragonLance.
Jesus.
And we're live. What the fuck, Kev Chad?
What did he do?
Jesus, like, he's got like cat problems.
I got cat problems.
I got 99 problems, and some of them are cats.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and others to Wicked Studios presents DragonLance : Dragons of Dreams. Because we're in Dreamland now, baby. Part 8. Because this ain't over yet. We're still going. I am your dungeon master for tonight's festivities. You can call me Adam. I mean, you can call me whatever you want, but I might not acknowledge it unless you call me Adam. So, we are back, and guys, we have a special player returning tonight. What? Look who it is down below me. We've got Gaz. So why don't we start the introductions with Will.Player?
What? I wasn't ready for that. I was typing
We
something.
never
Hey,
start
everybody.
with you. That's why I wanted to start with you. And Gary, he missed 6 months, so you know what? Screw him. He'll wait.
I gotta say, it threw me off. Good job. Hey, everybody, how's it going? I'm Will.Player. I will be playing
Will.Player.
Will.Player. Did I do it right that time?
Yeah, Bromenard. Gaz lives?
Yep,
Yeah.
there he is. I am playing Ergrin, a grumpy plainsman barbarian priest of Chislev, the nature goddess. Yeah, I said that, plainsman
I know,
barbarian.
but I'm ignoring the barbarian part.
Yeah, I said barbarian. It was at the end. Plainsman barbarian.
Yeah. You should.
You don't have to remind me to say barbarian. I already did.
I know I don't. Anyway, why don't we move over to Kemchan?
Hey everybody, I'm Kemchan, and I am playing Gorel Nightfoot, our large human fighter. And then I also share Flint Fireforge, his adopted father. Yes, that's the word. No, that's not the word I was looking for. Dwarf. That's it.
Oh,
Dwarf.
got it. But he's not here tonight because he disappeared last time.
Oh, that's right.
Because he was an illusion. Oh, I'm sorry.
KD.
Hey, I'm KD. I'm playing Odie tonight. He is a draconian with his soul.
You got that right. You're still having voice problems
sure
right
did.
here.
Yeah.
You didn't go for the lozenge trick that
Lozenge.
did you?
I went.
You didn't go for lozenge.
Lozenge?
You should get some sausages.
Well, I've got a pocket full of lozenges right here. They're not in wrappers. Sorry about that. And they're kind of stuck together in all the humidity.
But you know, you can chip them off and take a little piece at a time.
What you need, you just need to get yourself a hammer and a screwdriver. A flathead, though. Not one of those Phillips heads. And you gotta take the ends of the lozenge and you just tap, and one of them fuckers will pop right off. You stuck them in your mouth, you suck on it, and there you go. You got a voice again. I'm sorry.
And this,
Okay.
and this is how Dragonlance starts.
So you've missed nothing, Gaz.
I see that.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Kate?
No, because then you'll talk more about lozenge.
It's true. I was just hoping you would give me an in, but you didn't. So thanks for nothing. Jason.
You're welcome.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason. I'm playing Zane the Elven Wizard.
And then last but not least, although most of you have forgotten who he is, and those of you who are watching for the first time tonight have no idea who he is, or in that case, who any of us are, and you're probably sorry you joined. But, Gaz, who are you? And don't tell us who you're playing, because we're going to start with you.
Hi, I'm Gaz, and I'm playing someone you haven't met yet, and I'm here in lovely New Zealand. You can see my hobbit hole here.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Now, this is true, right, Gary? Everyone in New Zealand lives in little hobbit holes.
Yeah, no, this is the standard dwelling here in New Zealand. We all get one of these. They give you one when you become a resident. It's
Wow.
quite nice.
That
Yeah.
is fascinating.
Nice. Yeah.
See, look, you're learning stuff here on Wicked Studios. D&D
Not necessarily the right
Friday.
thing. But
No, but
you are learning stuff.
we're not. Yes, we never claim that any of our information is accurate. Just that you will learn something new.
I'm sure the tourism board doesn't mind the fibs.
Yeah.
No,
not just gonna
no,
bring
they
more
really
people
don't.
over.
Yeah.
By the way,
In
I
fact, I'm
remember.
expecting a check any moment now.
Ding ding. All of a sudden, you see like a mail carrier pop in through the window and hand you an envelope.
And amazingly, it's the same guy that was talking about lozenges. Hey guys, it's
hey.
Himsy.
Thanks for talking about the hobbit holes. Yeah, here's your check. Oh, yeah, here you go. Interestingly, wait, that was not right at all. Uninterestingly, better. I remembered my Russian phrase. Remember I said I had a Russian phrase that I had and I couldn't remember what it was a few weeks ago? I remember.
No, of course I don't remember that.
Yes. And I'll tell you right now, for everybody at home, because we're learning. This is educational night here on Wicked Studios on D&D Friday. And this is your Russian phrase of the week. Strosvichia. Oh, fuck, I fucked it up. Take two.
Mhm.
Take two.
Okay.
Strosvichia. Skrziste molodjo. Nope.
Nope.
Take three.
Take three.
We're going to do... Is this live? Can we hit this up?
Oh yeah, it's live.
Oh, fuck.
And entertaining as shit. You can tell by the viewer count.
Strosvichia. We've actually gone up since
Like
I've done this.
down.
Strosvichia. Skrziste molodjo. No, Skrziste... Oh, fuck it. No, I don't remember it. I don't... Skrziste... I don't remember it.
All right, here I'll teach everybody
I'm
how
over
to
two.
say Merry Christmas in Hungarian.
Okay, here.
Bulldog krachne. There you go.
Bulldog Krachne. Yeah.
No, bulldog.
Bulldog Crutch.
That's
Bulldog
close.
Crutches.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Antecedently on Dragonlance. The city of Tarsus has been destroyed, its buildings burned, its citizens either dead or fleeing into the frozen lands, with nowhere safe left to go. Our heroes have been separated, because we gotta keep them separated.
Oh.
I hate that song, by the way.
No.
While
no,
fighting for their
bad.
lives. That is one of the worst songs ever written. Who wrote that song?
That's the offspring.
Offspring. God damn it. If they're still alive, fuck you, Offspring. Yeah, they probably are still alive. Zane,
Oh, yeah.
Gorell, Ergrin, Elliston, and Draconian with a soul, Odie, were rescued from the destroyed Red Dragon Inn during the Red Dragon Army attack on Tarsus by Sylvanesti Princess Alhana Starbreeze. They then set out to find a way to end the curse that the Green Dragon Cyan Bloodbane put upon the once beautiful land of Sylvanesti, the ancient elven homeland. So far, they've discovered the land to be a nightmare version of what it once was. They have been attacked by Draconians and Dragonbrood, TM, and have seen the ghost of elves, but have not been able to find the Tower of the Stars to rescue Alhana's father, Lorak Caledon, the Elven King and Speaker of the Stars. They have come across what some of the PCs believe to be the imaginary versions of Zarek, Flint, and even a second Elliston, none of which knew how they got to Sylvanas, except for Elliston, who thought he was already there. The group suddenly found themselves alone and apparently deserted by Alhana and the elves they found in a small village. They decided to keep on going, however, once they couldn't find out where those elves and Alhana went. And they eventually came upon the tower that Ergrin had seen in his dreams just the night before. After doing some sort of interpretive dance in an attempt to decipher his mysterious dream and open the doorless and windowless tower, Zane decided to just fly everybody up to the top of the tower, where the puzzle to open the doors was finally found without being attacked by more and more elementals. And you can go back and watch this or listen to it. You can listen to it on podcast and any other previous episode. All 47? I think this is episode 48. No, 46. This is 47. I don't know. Whatever. 46, 47 episodes by searching for DragonLance Chronicles anywhere you listen to podcasts, unless it's really obscure. But we're on like the 10 major podcasts, including Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you. And Spotify, if you'd like to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you as well. Because we're too big for like these little bullshit podcast sites, right? I mean, come on, guys, it's us. You can also check us out on YouTube / Mr. Adam PL. That's MrAtomPL. Or find us on Facebook / Giant Stomp. Or, of course, here for newer episodes and also live. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. At Wicked Studios LLC Twitch channel. And that's where we are right now. And if you want to chat with us live, that's where you want to go. And if you want to win a contest and win some cash, you come here because we will pay you to watch us. And still, we have 13 viewers on tonight. So...
It's up to 15.
There we go, 15. So you got 1 in 15 chance. Thank you, Began1, for subscribing. Huzzah!
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 Is that Began or Bagan? Began, I'd say. B-E-A-G.
Bacon. That's bacon.
Yeah,
Bacon.
like Beagle. Really? Oh, Bacon?
I would say bacon,
Okay.
but maybe it is bacon.
Yeah, Snafu8252 says, pay me and I'm there. And here you are. So anyway, check out those things and you can find out what happens. I'm not going to go into any more detail here on the previously on. However, once they did get into the tower, to the bottom of the tower, the lowest level, they found a sleeping man, a human druid who was mysterious. Thank you, Sidorin, for cheering 1100, and that gives you 2 inspiration points. Thank you. Because you had 400 left over from the last game last week. So that's 2.
Wouldn't that be 3 then?
No.
All right.
Now you got another 100.
Yeah, see, vegan even. Yeah.
From Damn Weirdo 2. Damn Weirdo 2 gives us 100 bits. So thank you, Sidorin, for 1100. Thank you, Damn Weirdo 2 for 100. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thank you for supporting the stream and keeping us on Zoom. If you'd like to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you. Because you got to pay for that shit, guys. Crazy, I know. So anyway, they found this this druid asleep. And that's another for, who is that? Cam. Wait, no, it's Damn Weirdo 2 again. My vision is really shitty, guys.
Huzzah!
Can we, huzzah, for cheering another 100. Can we go back to Glasses Day? Because I can't see anything that's
You
happening.
can wear glasses anytime you want, Adam.
I should.
Obviously.
It's so hard to read. It's the blue on the black that's very difficult.
Sure.
KD, thank you for putting on your glasses. Anyway, so they met this sleeping druid. Where the fuck am I? I lost my place. Oh yeah, so he had been trapped in the tower by the Sylvanesti elves about 400 years earlier. He first introduced himself as Huma Dragonbane, but when the group called his bluff, he admitted that he wasn't in fact Huma, but a friend of his whose real name was Waylorn Dragonsbane. He gave them a magical staff called the Diviner of Life, which you guys should all have in your journals on Roll20.
Oh, okay. Who's holding on to that, by the way?
I probably...
I thought it was you.
I think
I
said
thought you took it too. I thought
Okay.
you took it, and then Kemchan or Gorel picked up Waylorn's body, which we'll get to in a moment. So, spoiler alert. And it showed once and for all that Zarek, Flint, and Second Elliston were in fact illusions. It could also lead them through the magical wood to find the city of Sylvanos and the Tower of the Stars, and also can tell how many hit points something has, because it has like this video game hit point bar inside of its glass shaft or crystal shaft. So the group invited Waylorn to go with them in a surprising turn of events. I did not think you guys were going to invite him to go with them. And he eagerly agreed to come along. However, it turned out to be a bad idea because when they did find the river Thon-Thalis and took a small boat to cross it, they were attacked by versions of themselves and barely made it across the river alive. During the battle, however, Waylorn was killed. Like dead, guys. The group finally made it to shore and were able to kill the evil, all of the evil doppelgangers, but Waylorn was, as I said, dead, because I didn't read that I wrote that and thought I just came up with it now, by that time. But before we get to that, we are going to, once I open something up, we're going to go back in time about 4 months from the current time. I shouldn't have said time so many times. It's in the present. So 4 months ago, Vantelis. Is that how you pronounce your name? How do you pronounce it? Vantelis?
Vantelis.
Vantelis. You were standing outside of the Hall of Stars. There is a meeting going on with Solistrin, who is the Speaker of the Stars, Alana, his daughter, and your friend since childhood, and his top advisors. Out in the antechamber in which you wait... Oh, I got to put on some music. There we go. In the antechamber in which you wait, you are there with Alana's, another one of her childhood friends and yours, and her bodyguard, Serinda. I almost forgot her name for a second. This is a really important meeting, which is why he has called all of his top advisors there. The Green Dragon armies are coming closer and closer to the ancient elven homeland of Sylvanesti, where you have lived your entire life. For thousands and thousands of years. A hype train. We got a level 1 hype train. What do we do for the hype train? Hop, hop, hop. We got a hype train. Hop, hop, hop. Woo, woo.
No, that's you. You're the only one that does that shit.
I thought we would all do
did
it.
I miss something? What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
When did we start doing that?
I don't know.
We
Just do it right now. just
never.
today.
We have never done that.
No. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
I came up with a new
Thank
hype
you.
train because I think this is the first hype train, didn't we? Choo choo hype train.
Choo choo. Yeah, you can say choo choo.
Choo
Hype
choo.
train.
Hype train. Anybody have any idea?
Adam's
how we
ad-libbing
got it?
again.
Thank you, Scott
Oh,
Marish,
boy.
for subscribing on YouTube. Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Bromenart's also here on Twitch, so Scott's got a whole shitload of screens open with this on, so thanks for driving up our viewership in many areas. We got to think of something better for the hype train. I don't know. I don't understand the hype train on Twitch because we don't have any hype usually.
I don't either.
So
You get emotes for it. Everybody gets emotes for the more hype trains you get. The higher the hype train goes, the more different emotes you get, to my
do any
understanding.
of us care about the emotes? What kind of emotes do we get? Maybe I should
I
look to see
don't
what kind
know.
of emotes we
I
get
don't-
before I play. By the way, Twitch, if you'd like to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you. Anyway. For the
Meeting.
most part, over the course of the... I'm just going to ignore whatever you were going to say, Will.
I stop.
Over the course of the history of the Elven homeland... yes, you do have to keep the tradition going on YouTube there, Bromenard, so thank you again.
Stop reading the chat.
You know what?
You gotta run the
Tonight,
game.
Ergrin dies, guys.
Promises.
I seriously thought he'd be dead by now. I can't believe that I was gone 6 months.
He
and
stays
he's still
so
alive.
far away from the battles. It sucks. I tried to kill him last time with now that I had control over Zane and all of his magic. But I still couldn't do it. Okay. During that time, I was able to open up a Excel spreadsheet, which I will need later. So, on some occasions in the past, the ogres from the northwest have tried to invade the Elven homeland to no avail. A few times the Minotaurs from the islands to the east have tried to invade. Couldn't get past the very start of the forest surrounding due to the Kirith, effectively the elite forces of the Sylvanesti armies who patrol the lands, the borders of Sylvanesti, and keep unwanted invaders out. But something has changed now. Not only are these are humans here, and some ogres and hobgoblins and goblins, but mysterious reptilian men and dragons. Hi, Tilly.
Aw.
There's
Hi.
she's actual hobbit size.
You're right.
There are green dragons with them. Now, the elves know that dragons had existed, and unlike the humans who have not been on this world long enough, and they just thought them to be legends, stories told to children. But at the same time, no one has seen dragons for 1,400 years, give or take. But here they are, back. A bad omen. The council meeting, or the king's meeting that he has called with his advisors, has lasted about an hour. And you sit, or stand, it's up to you, in this antechamber. Serinda pacing back and forth. And there's a bit of an awkward tension as neither of you know what to say to the other. And now on top of it, you've been forced into this situation where Alana has called you both to, to be here, waiting for her. Finally, Serinda says, "Do you think they'll let us attack?"
Attack? I mean, it's a force of dragons. Attack?
Well, what are we going to do?
What's
We
it going to
can't.
help us.
What is it going to help if they just take over our homeland? We fought our own kin to keep this land. thousands of years ago. We will not give it up to dragons, will we?
I think fighting to keep our homeland, yes, but attack? What do you want to go out on the field of battle and challenge the force of dragons that's flying towards us? That's suicide.
What choice do we have?
I don't know. Hopefully they're coming up with something in there that maybe there's something we don't know, but I honestly have no idea. If this world were united perhaps against this threat, but come on, look at this world. The elves, the dwarves, the humans, these dragons are going to take over everything, and we can't stand. How are we supposed to stand against them?
Well, we certainly can't trust the humans or the dwarves or even the Qualinesti. And certainly not the Kaganesti.
And this is our problem. How are we going to defend against the dragons if it's just us?
I don't know.
Sylvanesti we are a force to be reckoned with across the whole of Ansalon. But this is something we have not seen in millennia.
We have dragon lances. Footmen's lances, sure, but there are dragon lances here. I've heard of them. You've heard the stories, haven't you?
I have. I've never seen one.
Well, neither have I. But I've heard that they're here. We can take up arms against them, even if it's just a few of us.
If you do know where they are, do you know how we can put our hands on these dragon lances? And also, have you ever used a lance in your life?
Well, no. You've always been the pragmatic one, something I've always, well, never mind. Look. I don't know what's going to happen here. And I know that things between us... Well, our relationship has been strained for years now, and... I just wanted to say for my part that I am sorry about that.
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry that we're not what we were once. Well, that's all I'll say. But that, I think, is something we need to put aside.
Agreed.
And if you have an idea, if you have a way you think that we can use the resources we have here to fight against this dragon army, then we need to bring that up to those that are in that meeting right now.
If only they would listen.
Well, have you brought this to Alana?
Well, I mean, I've asked about the lances. There is no force on Kryn that could withstand our archers.
I'm not sure that they could fit a lance in their bows, though.
Well, no, I mean, separately. Wise ass, and she gives you a little smile. And at that point, the door to the Chamber of the Stars opens. And Alana storms through, slamming it shut.
You mean Alhana?
Alhana. Everyone's mad at me, Gary, because I keep calling her Alana instead of Alhana.
It's totally Alana. It's just a slight breath on the H.
Yes, which I've been overcompensating.
None of these people speak Elvish. What's wrong with you people?
Thank you, Gary, for defending my honor in this. And so Alana comes into the antechamber, and she is fuming. Slams the door shut behind her, and she says, "That stupid, silly old fool."
What is it? What's he done?
She takes a moment to collect herself. He's going to order the evacuation of the entire nation. send us to Urgoth. Worse than that, worse than giving up on our homeland, he's staying with just his guard. 10, 12 at tops.
To what purpose?
He thinks that he has a way to defeat the armies that are coming, and either he knows that he can't, or he thinks it is so dangerous that he needs to evacuate the entire populace. He won't even mention what it is. He's going to get himself killed and give our homeland up to the enemy, all at the same time. But I have an idea. He's not going to like this. And we will have to leave immediately.
All right.
We need to find help. We need to go to the humans, the dwarves, anyone who will help us. We can't defeat them on our own, and my father knows this. That's why he's sending everybody away. But if we can find some help, maybe we can overtake them, take back our land that they're inevitably going to steal from us if my father fails. Serinda, I need you to come with me. I need you to get 3 griffins, say that it is on my command, and it is a mission that is approved by my father. Vantalis, I need you to meet us. I'm not sure where we'll be, either at the city of Tarsus, or, depending on how things go, the mountain of Thorbarden, where the dwarves are rumored, to the mountain dwarves at least, are rumored to live. But first I have another mission for you.
Tell me.
You know of my son.
I do, yes.
The dragon armies are continuing to move south. If they get to Solace and the lands below, I fear for his life. Find him. Bring him here if you can, or to Tarsus, or to Thorbarden if we're not there. Bring him to me.
And what would you have him know of why a random elf from Sylvanesti is coming to claim him?
We've heard from our spies that he's found out about his father, the knight. And then she looks down briefly for a second, composes herself, and looks back up. Doesn't say any more about him. Say it has something to do with his father.
Fair enough.
If and when you bring him to me, I will explain. But I don't want it coming from somebody other than me. You understand?
I do.
The last our scouts have reported, he was in Solace. Find him there. Bring him back. And hopefully, we can find someone who can help us. and help my father in what I am sure is going to be a terrible mistake. Neither one of you say anything to anybody about my plan, because it will surely get back to my father. Thank you, Jay Scott, for liking the stream on Facebook. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
You're the only two that I can trust with this. Be careful. She looks at you, Vantelis. And bring my boy back to me.
As far as I am able, I will.
We leave just after sunset. And she walks out of the antechamber, down the Tower of Stars, leaving you and Serinda there. Thank you, Wayne Maudlin, for now following on Facebook. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad to see at least Alhana is understanding that we need to unite with some of the other races. We must come together to actually fight this.
She gives you kind of a smirk and says, all right, you win this one. And then she goes to follow Alana out the door, stops for a second, looks at you. It looks like she's going to go and touch your arm just on the side of the shoulder, but then stops and says, be careful.
You as well.
She smiles again and says, see you in Tarsus. And she leaves. Cut to, you are flying high above the trees in the back of a griffin. You can see once you pass the calloused mountain range, the fires burning. In the distance, you see the Plains of Dust, home of the Plainsmen, no barbarian, the Plainsmen, and where you would normally see, you know, the small huts and makeshift buildings, the campfires, now is just this smoldering wasteland. You land just outside the mountains, near Solace, over by a lake, Crystalmere Lake, for those of you following along at home.
Isn't that where Jason lives?
What?
Friday
Oh,
13th.
that's Crystal. What is
Not
that?
Jace, Jason.
Yeah,
Camp Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake.
Camp
That's what it
Crystal
is.
Lake. Okay.
Very similar. You send the Griffin off to take refuge, because obviously a Griffin in these parts will certainly cause alarm. And you've seen a lot of Draconian forces, unlike the green banners that they're carrying and presenting outside of Sylvanosti. These are red, and their force is even greater than the thousands that are marching upon Sylvanosti. As you get closer to Solace, you see it is completely destroyed. The giant Valenwood trees that housed all of the buildings and homes of the town burned to the ground, destroyed. This was one of the human lands that even an elf from Sylvanisty, one of the most beautiful, and to you, the most beautiful place in all of Kryn, you could always appreciate the beauty of these majestic trees. And it's heartbreaking to see them now. You see the people of Solace taken as slaves. Caravans bringing the strong down south. If Kurlithlon is here, he is at best in danger. You move silently, as only an elf could do, to the outskirts of the town and see the Draconians with probably 15 or 20 slaves, humans, dwarves, elves. Qualinesti is your guess. There's one Draconian who seems to be in charge. When one of the elf men stumbles to the ground, clearly in exhaustion, hunger, thirst, he is beaten mercilessly and dies in front of you. Roll me a stealth check. 10.
Not all that selfish.
You know.
He's not that kind of rogue. Oh, wait, this is somebody else.
You let out an audible gasp at that. And the Draconian who has just beaten this elf to death turns, looks at you, and says, "There's one more! Get him!" And suddenly there are 12, 15, it's hard to say, Draconians running in your direction.
Well, shit.
What are you going to do?
I'm guessing I'm running away from the Draconians.
There you go.
You head off, back in the direction you came. You have a bit of a head start on them.
I mean, is my griffin still there?
No, your griffin was gone because you sent your griffin away.
Shit.
So it's there somewhere, but you can't find it. You run through the woods toward the mountain because that's the quickest avenue of escape. You run and you run and you run. You can hear them behind you, gaining. They're bigger than you. Their strides longer than yours. You keep pushing on past what you think has been your limit, miles behind. The tree limbs just scraping against your face, your arms, your legs. You have a million small cuts with just blood coming down. Finally, you enter through a path, through what looks like an opening in between the mountains. It's tight going, but you're thin enough to get through without a problem, and you think that the Draconians may be slowed down by this because of their bulk and their wings. You come to the exit, and you see this canopy of trees above you. And a opening, small opening, maybe 12 feet across. You run through. And then you hear a voice. Who enters darkened wood? And before you stands the ghostly apparition of what once was a knight. And like his armor, from what you can see through the shimmering darkness, Lee Kim says cast fireball. Which Lee Kim says for every situation. The armor looks really old, like pre-cataclysmic old. And he stands before you. And as you look around, you just see the bright, ghostly eyes of more of these knights surrounding you. And slowly, one at a time, they come in and out of vision. As soon as they're there, they disappear, and another one appears next to it, and then another, and then another, and then that one appears again. And the one who spoke continues to stand in front of you and says, "Who dares enter Darkenwood?"
Only one who seeks to preserve it from those who are attacking our world.
He looks at you for a second. What is your name, elf?
Vantellis.
He nods. Disappears. Moments later, you hear the sound of hooves. Ka-clomp, ka-clomp, ka-clomp through the hard, mud-packed ground. "You're in luck," says a deep voice. And a half-human, half-horse being steps out in front of you. "The Forest Master will see you. Come. Ride upon my back, and I will take you to her."
Okay.
Sure, why
I
not?
feel a bit awkward about this, but
No, everybody does, but I'm telling you, it's really cool. Like this is kind of our thing. Yeah. You know horses, right? You don't feel awkward about riding a horse, do you?
no.
Just think of me as a horse. That's also part bare-chested man, baby.
I thought for a second that you were trying to. I can't even do it, Sean Connery.
What was that supposed to be?
I was trying to do Sean
Connery?
Connery and I fucked it up. I was about to say.
No, it's
I
getting
can't do it.
it's getting worse.
Oh,
Yeah,
worse.
go, just stop. Just stop.
I'll work on it. I'm going to workshop it. I'm going to workshop
Yeah.
it. I'm going to put myself on mute for a second and I'll find it. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
He reaches his hand down to you to help you up. And now he's made it even more uncomfortable after that. The bare-chested human remark. So he helps you up, and he rides.
Yep.
And he rides, like, super fast. Like, you've got to hold on tight to his
Midsection.
his glistening torso.
Why's it got to be glistening?
His flowing
a little
hair.
bit sweaty, you know.
His
It's-
flowing hair brushing against your cheek as you ride.
See, that makes more sense.
This is kind of hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it. It's fine.
Yeah. And eventually you come to a clearing. You can see the light of both moons. Solinari and Luniatari, shining this pinkish light together as they are both full at the same time, which you've never seen before. Usually it's one or the other. The centaur helps you down, gives you a nod, and then rides off. After a moment, you see what at first you think is another horse riding up, silhouetted by the moonlight on top of this grassy hill in the center of the clearing. But you notice that there is a single horn atop its head. And it says to you, I was expecting you, Vantellis. I'm glad you've come. I am the Forest Master. And I need your help. The world needs your help. Have the Sylvan Elves come to the realization that the gods have returned to Kryn?
I fear the bulk of the Sylvan Elves may still think that we can stay in our seclusion and be safe.
You know that they are wrong. And that's why you are here. The god Paladine came to me and told me of a group of heroes that could change the tide of this war, could save Kryn. It is not for me to question the god's logic. However, my confidence in this group a little shaken. I'm not gonna lie to you. The gods believe that they have it within them to be heroes. To save Ansalon, to save all of Kryn. I feel like we need to hedge our bet a bit.
Second party.
Exactly. While you are capable, I offer you a gift. And if you accept it, I offer you my blessing. Yeah, Bromenard, so get rid of that Urgrin guy and we'll reevaluate, he says. Just take him out.
Anything that you could offer that would be of help to Sylvanost and the rest of Ansalon against this threat, I would gladly accept.
The powers and the gifts I offer you are limited. But they will grow as you grow. And until this war is over, they are yours. And the horn glows in a bright light. And it is because otherwise dark here, besides the moonlight. It's almost blinding to look at. Your eyes water as you try to look into this light. You last what you feel like is millennia, but it's seconds probably. You feel a warmth engulf you, envelop you. You feel the celestial power of this being infused within you. You drop to your knees in worship, in pain, in thanks. It's hard to say. You close your eyes, and you still just see that glow, that light. Soon you open your eyes, and you were alone in this clearing. But you feel the power of the Forest Master within you. What that means, it's still hard to say. And as you think about this, you hear the flapping of wings. You look up, and it's your griffin. And it lands in the field before you. Bows its head, and then crouches down so you can get up on her back and ride. You don't know where else to go other than Tarsus. You could try to find Thorbarden, but the way has been lost to all besides the mountain dwarves for hundreds of years. Since the Cataclysm, 300 years ago. So you fly through the icy lands on the way to Tarsus as winter begins here in Ansalon. You see as you fly above the armies of the Red Dragon Army continue to just destroy and take over everything in its path. When you get to Tarsus, it is on fire. There are a dozen red dragons circling. You see a small group of, hard to say from this distance because you can't get too close and you're high up and far away, but there's at least 6 or 7 people of some kind. There's definitely a dwarf. There might be a kender. Probably some humans. It's hard to say from this distance based on their height. Fighting with a dragon. One turns into an owl, and then another turns into an owl, a giant owl, and they're trying to attack. But there's nothing you can do for them. You need to get back to Alana. You need to... This is even more dangerous than you thought. And if you're going to convince the humans and the elves and the dwarves to work together, who's going to listen to you? You need her. You need your friend, Alana, daughter to the Speaker of the Stars. So you make your way back to Sylvanesty. On the way, you see a number of griffins. 6 in total. Flying away from Tarsus. Again, you're a little bit further southwest, so it's hard to make out how many people ride these griffins. But they're being chased by 2 red dragons. When they stop, the dragons stop, and you stop as well to rest in this cold and icy land. Winter has come early, and it is bitter cold. You awake before dawn, get back on the griffin and ride, and follow. The closer you get to Sylvanesty, the closer or the further away the dragons get to this grouping of griffins. But they still follow. The griffins land just outside of the start of the River Thonthalis, where the Great Bridge was that has since been destroyed. Your guess is to help keep out the armies. The army is gone, though. You don't see any sign of them, of the dragons, of the men, of the ogres, of the goblins or hobgoblins, or those draconians. Just those 2 red dragons, probably 3 miles from there, waiting for what you couldn't say. You lower to the ground, even though you try to get your griffin to go into the woods, and there's this weird green fog above the entire nation. And this is a huge, huge area. The griffin won't go any further. It lands and you need to go on foot. And as soon as you enter the forests, you realize that something isn't right. You can't quite put your finger on it until you realize that when you think you're going in the direction to Sylvanost, the capital city of Sylvanesty, your homeland, nothing is in the right place. You walk to the northeast from where you enter the forest, where Sylvanos should be. You can't get there. You could see the Tower of the Stars in the distance, but as you walk toward it, it disappears, and you're moving in a different direction. Two days pass. You've managed to successfully avoid draconians who are inside here. These ghostly apparitions of what you can only imagine are your kinsmen, other Sylvan elves, but twisted and dark and sad. And then these other twisted creatures, humanoid, but dragon-like, all in the same time. Finally, you make it to the River Thonthalis. And you just hear explosion after explosion after explosion. The heat of the fire, even from where you are, and you figure you have to be probably 500, 600 feet away from where this is, within the forest. You could feel the heat. As you make your way over there, you see a large human with this long braided beard. Another human with sort of brown, messed up hair. You could tell he's kind of a dick even from this far away.
I was waiting for it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
You see a figure which, I mean, from your vantage point, it's hard to say. Like, you would say that it's an elf, but it's wearing these dark black robes of a wizard, which no elf would wear. And you see a draconian. And then you see another human, middle-aged, dirty, ripped, bloody white robes. Roll a perception check. 9. All right, that's all you can tell.
That's enough to realize that he's not really an asshole, just misunderstood.
Oh yeah, I totally get that. Totally get that.
You get that vibe. You totally get that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what, with that bad perception roll, that is exactly what you think. Yes. And they are fighting exact replicas of themselves. And then finally, they defeat them. Well, the one on shore defeats the one still in this dark, bloody, horrific version of what was a beautiful river. A symbol of life for you. And they're limping and beaten and bloody. The big one picks up another man. He's definitely human, but you can't tell how old he is. Like, he's like most humans, you can almost see age right before your eyes as an elf. This man is ageless. He is unconscious, not moving. And that is where we will take a very quick break before we get back on.
All right.
And something is wrong with
Dun, dun, dun.
Streamlabs. If you'd like to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you. Where I can't control anything. All I can see is the screens. So there's that. I don't know how to get us to our screen. Will, why don't you tell the folks what
Sure,
you
I'll
have?
I'll keep them entertained. Hey everybody, how's it going on out there? I'm Will.Player. Used to be Will DM. Still am sometimes. Not a lot. Not anymore.
When do
But-
you DM anymore?
Holy shit! I don't think I did.
You haven't DM'd anything in months.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've DM'd anything. Gosh, I'm gonna cry. Anyway, so fear not, I'm writing, and you know what? I am DMing. I just started DMing. We're doing a playtest of the next coming adventure, so I've DM'd twice in the past 3 months now, something like that.
I don't know because you didn't ask me to play.
Sorry.
That's okay. I don't have time anyway. But
Exactly. I just kind of assumed.
all right, Streamlabs is
that-
all sorts of fucked up, and I can't do anything about it. So everybody just sort of move away from your cameras and turn off your mics during break because I can't get to another screen. I don't even know how
There
to.
you go.
Yeah, without like, there's literally there's like a whole control panel at the bottom.
And it's frozen, and you don't want to do anything because at least it's recorded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we think. I'm assuming it is. Yeah. 'cause
Well, it's still standing out to YouTube and Facebook and all that different stuff.
Thank you,
so
Vegan. I really don't know what I'm
Back
doing as a
on,
DM, but I appreciate your nice comment.
Oh, that was.
This is
that
the
was
most
very
I've
nice.
ever DM'd, by the way, guys. I DM'd for another group for a little bit to get some practice, like a few years ago, but that was it. But anyway, also, guys, check out, so I don't forget, DragonLance Nexus. If you guys like DragonLance and you like 5e, DragonLance Nexus has put out the first 3 chapters of their 5e conversion book.
Oh yeah,
It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
really cool. I got a advanced copy that I may or may not have shared with this group here. But it looks cool. They did a really good job with it. Check that out. Go to Facebook/DragonLance Nexus or DragonLanceNexus.com. They also have a game I think they're playing next week that I used to play in, but don't have the time to do right now. But check that out on the DragonLance Nexus Twitch page, and also on YouTube. I think they're streaming it too at the same time, or whatever. Anyway, it's on there. Just search for DragonLance Nexus on the YouTube as well. But anyway, check that out. That's some really cool stuff. I'm going to be incorporating some of their stuff too, use their work instead of having to come up with my own. So check it out. It's free, which is great, although they have a Patreon, so you can, help support them, which is nice too. But anyway, check that out, and we will be back momentarily. I wish I could even, you know what, I'll put some music on in the background so you guys can hear something, but I can literally do nothing here on Streamlabs. If you'd like to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you, because who else would love to have you, because this program sucks. So, with that, we'll be right back. Bye, guys. Don't go anywhere. Or if you do, come back.
Hey, Gary, can you hear me? Okay, so listen, we were supposed to have a air conditioning unit installed last night, and they just showed up now. So I will do my best to get back to this as quick as I can. Okay.
Bad timing.
Thank you.
By the way, we're still live on Twitch.
Oh, good. So wait, have you been seeing the workers coming into the door back here?
Yes. Yeah. Twitch is watching your AC getting installed. Here.
Is that what's happening?
That's what's happening. They were supposed to go last night. Yes, it went from like 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock till 7, and then we were just like, you know what, come tomorrow.
How hot is it there right now?
It is 86 degrees right now at almost 10 a.m. It's just gonna get hot.
With that good humidity down there.
That humidity, yeah. And
that good Thai humidity.
And the forecast is thunderstorms all week long.
So you like a little diversity in your weather there, is what I'm hearing.
This is the diverse weather in Thailand. It either rains or it doesn't. Pretty much.
There you go. What more could you ask for?
I know. I don't know. Like below 70 once in a while. Or 80. Or even 80.
86 at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Dude, the day, or I should say the night, in the middle of the night, our AC unit in our bedroom went out. It just started blowing hot air. Oh, it's hot air. And,
Like,
and
no,
I
it's summer.
Disgusting.
I woke up like sweating. It was the night, it was 88 degrees in the middle of the night. It was 88 degrees and our AC busted. That was 3 nights ago.
See, but this is why you live in other countries, to experience these things.
Is it? Is that why?
Yeah, you go it.